Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. God bless and much love. I hope everyone's doing good on this Saturday evening. Julie says, "Hey, everyone, tonight. Hey to you, girl. Um, number one. Julie is number one in. Sarah Lee. Hello again, my beautiful friends. Much love. Hope everyone is having a wonderful night. Amen. So do I. I hope you're having a good evening as well, girl. Number two was Sarah Lee, and Julie looked like number three. No, I'm kidding. Deputy Sheriff was number three coming in. Um, Deputy Sheriff says hello, PG in chat. Hello, Deputy Sheriff. A lot going on, right? A lot going on. Absolutely. How you doing, Tennessee Moon? Which one is Leilani's boyfriend? The one on the left or the one on the right? Um, I'm not looking. I'm not looking at the thumbnail right now. So, um, one is the uncle. This is the uncle. That's the uncle. That says he does not agree in any way, form, or how with his sister and what happened. She's on her own. He's also the one that is letting us know that Leilani's boyfriend is acting strange, that he was late for work that day, 17 minutes late, if I'm correct. And that was out of character for him to ever be late for work. If anything, he was usually early. So, you know, we've got a lot to talk about, right? When it comes to this case. A lot going on in this particular case. Again, they was out there. 3 protesters did get arrested for disturbing the peace in front of the grandmother's home. Screaming, yelling, carrying on. Can you blame them? I don't know. I mean, this kind of stuff gets real, right? This kind of stuff gets real. YouTube, and so forth does become reality sometimes. And that is dangerous, right? It is dangerous. So, people don't step back and let the police handle it anymore because they don't trust in law enforcement, right? They don't think law enforcement's going to like it. Look at Summer. Look at Summer. So I need not say anymore, right? That is why people are going real life with this kind of stuff because people are just fed up, fed up with sitting back and hoping and praying and, you know, wishing law enforcement would get what needs to be done. And then we're 6 months, a year, 16 months, sometimes 2 or 3 years. Sometimes the case runs cold with law enforcement, right? And, it is what it is, but some cases, like this one in particular, and Summers, and the ones that blow up out here, people are going to start standing up now, and they're not going to sit in their house behind a video screen and do nothing. They're going to start protesting, right? They're going to start showing law enforcement that it's time to stand up, it's time to take a stand, and it's time to do something with these people hurting, killing, and destroying our babies, right? These are, our children of the future. They are our children of the future. That's just how it is. It takes a village to raise a child, right? And yes, the child belongs to the parents, and the parents should be, doing the right thing with their children. But if they're not, we have laws in place that say, hey, you don't know how to, treat your child, you're abusing it, you're doing things that may, cause death or lead to death for this child, and we got to take it away from you, right? I mean, you can't be violent, rechanneling your aggression upon your children. You cannot bring in bummy ass boyfriends that may hurt or kill your child. There's just some things that are, a no-no, right? And if indeed, you know, a parent does not have enough brains to do the right things, then Child Protective Services is supposed to step in and, you know, take those children out and, protect them. That's what that's what our tax dollars is paying for. But most of the time, Protective Services ain't doing that. You know, they're returning these children back into the abuse, the very abuse that they escaped from. Let's do it. Play it again, Sam. Right? Let's play it again, Sam. And a lot of times, these children don't make it through the second time or the third. So, you know, um, how many chances are we supposed to give? How many chances are we supposed to give abusive parents? That's my question. How many chances are we supposed to give them? I say some of them none. Some of them none. Some of them a second time, but a second chance. Yeah, everybody deserves a second chance, but after that, you're done. Maybe it should be one and done, but definitely the second chance should be done, right? You don't get the kids back. You go on and live your life however the hell you choose to live it. That's, it's it. The children deserve a better life than, what they're having, like on 110 Ben Hill Road. A better life than what, Leilani was trying to give them, right? And her mother, because her mother was those children's, overseer at the time. They were in her custody. She failed them. She absolutely failed them. Now she can get a lawyer and fight all she wants, but personally, if I was, a judge, I would definitely tell that lady, you will not ever have another child in your custody, ever. Because you know, you let your bond, your parenting bond with your child get in the way of the custody and the bond between you and your grandchildren, right? You knew that your child's a piece of shit, that they lost custody because of, abuse reasons and weird shit that she was doing to the children, like over the counter medications called NyQuil. And she should not have been allowed to have those children in her custody whatsoever. But she did. And our law enforcement, the court system, they took those children out of Leilani's custody, put them into the mother's custody, and the mother felt as miserably as her daughter, right? She felt as miserably as her daughter did. And those are two peas in a pot right there. And absolutely no, I do not believe that, that the new baby And the 3-year-old should be put into grandma's custody at all. We've done established that house is unsafe, right? It's very unsafe. They have a lot of undesirable fucking people hanging around. And it's not a place where any children should be. Absolutely not. So, people say, well, I'm sure this grandmother is hurting over what went down. Ask me if I care. Ask me if I care. Because I don't. I don't. She had a babysitter right across the road. Very cheap babysitter. Willing to take care of those children 24/7 if needed. Now, most people don't have that kind of luxury, right? But she did. She did. She had a built-in babysitter right across the road who loved those children, a good Christian woman who was a great friend to Grandma Billy Joe, and it wasn't respected at all, right? It wasn't respected at all. It was more expected. And then this Billy Joe goes across the road to try, she don't only have this bond with her daughter to let her daughter around the children when she ain't supposed to, but she also has this bond with her daughter that she's going to go over here and try to blame something on the babysitter to get her daughter cleared when she knows damn well, Skippy, that her daughter did it, right? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to get, I mean, it's like 200 and some bucks a week per child, right? 200 and some dollars a week per child. I mean, sometimes they'll give you a deal, if you have 2 children, maybe like 400 a week. Childcare is very expensive. There ain't nobody watching your kid all week for $100 anymore. I mean, hell no. They're not going to do it. Babysitting, is expensive. It's expensive to get a babysitter. And, but the main thing is, it's just not expensive to get one. It's just luck to get a good one, right? It's luck to get a good one. I mean, it's crazy. But Billy Joe had she had the awesome setup. And to be able to properly take care of these little boys. And she dropped the fucking ball. And would she drop it again? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if I don't know if she hit some of that goody good shit one too many times and it, killed the brain cells. I have no idea. But she definitely, upstairs there in that head don't think right. It don't think right, and it don't think for this, for the safety of the children before anything else. That's what I'm talking about. Billy Joe's too busy wanting to be people's friends instead of those children's protector. Well, then she should have friends, not children, right? And, not to be, I'm not judging anyone, but, I seen what came out of the alley. I saw what came out of the alley on, Bullhorn Betty and Dolly, right? We all seen what came walking out of there. I mean, some guy that looked like his pants would stand up in the corner all by themselves, right? Old as fuck, you know. Um, just disgusting, if you ask me. You know, that wasn't classy, that was trashy, right? I mean, he had like a shit ton of makeshift tattoos all over him. And I'm not talking even the good ones. So I don't know. And he's talking, you know, you don't know that. You don't know that. You know, innocent till guilty. Um, buddy, I think they're pretty damn guilty, right? I mean, we got law enforcement says she's number one suspect. They're out in a freaking landfill, busting ass this whole weekend. And as I told everyone, they didn't stop, and they haven't. They're in the landfill with respirators on their faces, right? Hazmat suits, digging through a bunch of, you know, they're out there in biochemical warfare, right? That's what the fuck they're doing in that in them hazmat suits with their respirators on, trying to keep from getting God knows what and everything. I mean, who knows what could crawl out of there and bite them. Those dumps are full of rats. They're full of, you know, all types of creatures, right? And these people are out there risking themselves to do all of this. Why? Why? Because a low-life freaking mom and boyfriend decided, you know, in my opinion, to do something really, really fucking evil. Like destroy and trash a 20-month-old baby. There you go. That's what they did. Any way we look at it, yeah, 20 months. 20 months. Little innocent baby is gone. Anyone defending any of them, and you're right. It is gross. It is. Absolutely. No justice, no peace. Absolutely. Where is Quinton? He's out there. He's out there somewhere. They're going to find him. You know, that law enforcement is awesome. They're awesome. I don't care what anybody says. The sheriff there um is unbelievable. They had a ton of money in a rainy day fund, and he's using it all. He said he couldn't think of a better way to use it than finding baby Quinton, right? And getting justice for him. Yeah. Don't you wish Ronnie Lawson would have said that about Summer? Don't we wish that? Ronnie's got a lot of shit going on. And I think that, you know, all of his shit clouded his vision in finding and getting justice for Summer. To be honest with you, I think his personal problems blinded him in all of that, right? That's what I think. And, you know, if he is going to allow his personal issues to get in the way of doing his job, because law enforcement can't do that. They have to leave. When they shut their door at home, that shit stays there, right? It's got to stay there. When they go to work, everything else has got to be just stays there, no matter what it is. I mean, I think we as society would understand them not shutting the door on, a sick child or, a loved one passing or something like that, right? Absolutely not. I mean, I can't say shut the door on that. There's some things you have to, face and handle and be there for. These are things that you do have to be there for. And I say take all the time you need and be there, right? But what I'm saying is on the everyday average, when you have a son that is doing a whole lot of shit he ain't supposed to do, and you're law enforcement, you might want to handcuff and lock that piece of crap up for a while, right? You might want to, you know, Ronnie, I think when your sons were younger, I think you should have took them in, and give them a tour of the prison and said, hey, whose name is that back there on the wall? And when they went in to look, slammed the door on them, right? Say, how the hell you feel being behind these bars, right? Because that's exactly how you're going to feel for however long you get sentenced. You're really wanting out right now, ain't you? That dirty ass cell. Remember that. And don't be messing up in society, right? There you go. I mean, Ronnie had that opportunity with his kids, right? But he didn't take it. And now he's got, he's got to go around making provisions and talking people, into not making the right choices when it comes to his boy. From my understandings, I don't know. But from my understandings, I hear there's some crooked shit going on in the background that, wasn't out here in the public until recently. Sorry, I had to disappear for a minute. One of I had to speak to my daughter. Who's going to get a jail cell slammed on them? You, if you don't clean your room, right? There you go. Yeah. I ain't trying to raise no little criminals. Oh, shit. Anyway, I, I really do think she went back to her room to get it cleaned. That is funny. Yeah, that's true, Deputy Sheriff. If you have family, in-laws, you should be tied in different districts. Exactly. But no. Wait, let's take a look. Let's take a look at that little area up there, right? Let's take a look at it. Because and let's not forget what we have absolutely learned from the beginning of Summer's case. I know we're on Quinton's case tonight, but I'm going to transfer over for just a second on Summers. And here's the thing. What have we learned about Hawkins County, Rogersville, Tennessee? What have we learned of this community? Well, we've learned a lot. And, mainly out of Jody Sue's mouth, right? About the land, and how, only a certain amount of families are up there owning up all of this stuff. And if you want to know these families, look at the cemeteries, right? Just look at the cemeteries. Bernards, Morsons, goats. That's all you have to do is the lights. Yeah. Right? That's what you do. And these are the people that owned the most of everything as far as land goes. And it's true, this property goes back, generations, right? Generations. But the point being is, whose land is it really? Who really owns all that land? God does, right? All you're doing is borrowing it. You're just borrowing it like everybody else did until they're gone. Do you really ever own a damn thing in this life? I don't think so. Right? So why are you being ugly, fighting about it, bonding up? I think that's their way of bonding, to be honest. I think they all bond, the Lawsons, the Bernards, all of these people, the Lights, all of these people bond with the land, right? I guess they ain't got brains to bond any other way. So it's over this land. And, and they don't like outsiders. And if you've only got all of these people have come from these few families interbreeding and breeding, right? So they're all related somehow. As weird as that sounds, they're all connected. So what's your chances? What is your chance of being an outsider making it in there? Slim to fucking none, right? Because you're going to always be wrong, even if you're right. Because majority wins. Majority wins. And they have the majority, right? There you go. And, and that's, exactly why Summer has not been found, why whoever did this has gotten away with whatever they done. And, I'm not going to say I'm giving up, faith in God and the law, especially not God. I know anything can be done if God wants it to. I mean, if God wants Ronnie Lawson a trip over Summer and there she's found, right? Even if they put her somewhere else, he could trip over wherever he's at, because that's the power of God, right? He could put her in plain sight. Somebody moved her. So basically, what I'm saying is, I'm not giving up faith that Summer's case will be solved. Absolutely not. But I am a little worried, as much as we're learning about, how shady this law enforcement. And I already knew that when they sent Mr. Dobbs off with that deed in his hand to his property instead of saying, hey, this man's got full rights to this property. You got to let him on it, because I know that's what I would have said. It's his. Sorry. I don't know where this property is or anything about your fucking survey lines, but this man has a deed in his hands and he's got land somewhere. And if you know it all, then you know where this land is and you need to show it to him so he can take possession of it. Jody Sue, Mr. Andy Bernard, right? But the law didn't do that. And did anyone ask why? I don't think so. Oh, we got an Izzy in here. Izzy Rose, PG, stay out of shit. You old maid. Well, I already know you're a fucking old toothless ass maid, right? That's what I know so far about you, Izzy. You're probably fucking old, lonely, right? Nobody. Couldn't get a fucking date if you tried. Is what you're telling me. You're an old maid. You have wet fucking dreams. I bet you do. No doubt in my mind. And pissing your fucking depends, don't count as a wet dream. Okay? You probably don't know what a wet dream is because you probably ain't never had nobody that you could dream about, right? To give you a fucking wet dream. Correct? That's pretty much what you're saying. When people like you with your low-life education walking up in here saying nasty shit, you tell me more about you than you shall ever tell me about PG. Absolutely. Let me tell you something about PG, bitch. For one, I'm not old. For two, I don't have a problem getting dates. Absolutely not. Matter of fact, I'm actually turning them down. I bet your ass can't say that, right? You fucking old dustbuster. So why don't you fucking just get the hell out of here and try to hold that dust and go fart it out somewhere else, right? Go fart it out somewhere where you feel comfortable. Hell, go to Ernie's or somewhere. They might be able to get you a date. They might be able to find you some old coddler that's hard up and fucking depressed. And you might not be an old maid anymore. There you go. That's what I think, Izzy. I say a little bit more, but I don't want him to get into calling you, violent names like fart breath and all those other things, which I know you are, but I'm not going to go into it. Your fucking breath and ass probably stinks as bad as your attitude. You strike me as one of those people that sit around all day causing problems instead of taking a fucking bath and cleaning your house. You're a weirdo. Get the fuck out of here. Actually, I just blocked your ass. So, you know what? Now you know what it feels like to have PG's shit kicker stuck in your ass, right? I'll need some freaking antiseptics to wash that the hell off. Piece of shit. Yeah. That trouble's out of here now, right? That bitch picked a bad day, right? She didn't come in here. She didn't know I ran out of brownie mix, did she? Dumb bitch. You come in here when I'm fucking out of brownie mix. Yeah. Brownie mix and papers. Fuck you. You gonna get the wrath of hell tonight. Right? You better hope you come back in here again. You better hope that I got some brownie mix. That's what the hell you better hope. Damn. I just ain't in the mood for that shit. Anyway, yeah, I can't deny, I cannot deny that I ain't very jealous. And I'm not even a jealous person. I am not a jealous person of anything or anyone. You know, I love myself. I love what God made me. I love and I appreciate everything God gives me. You know, I absolutely do. And I just, I'm just so happy with my own life. I can't be jealous. I want everyone to have a great life, you know? I want the best for everybody. No jealousy here. But I am jealous that, Quinton's case is getting so much attention, getting solved so quickly. Law enforcement handled it so great from the beginning, and Summer didn't, I am envious that Summer did not get the same, you know, kindness, love, respect as Quinton has gotten from law enforcement. And that's the truth. As much as, I try to shake it off, I got to face it, and I can't, I can't say I'm not getting a little worried 16 months down the road, I mean, I'm hoping that, here in a few days, Donald comes out of jail and he ramps it up again and gets on law enforcement's ass and, starts trying to do the right thing for his daughter again. But I don't know. Will he? That's yet to be seen, right? It's yet to be seen. I know Candus hasn't. I mean, that bitch went ghost, right? She went ghost on her daughter. And that's sad. That's sad. I haven't ever seen a mom do nothing like that in my life unless she was guilty, right? I mean, like Leilani ain't out here, speaking, talking, defending herself and asking for help when it comes to her son. Because, Leilani pretty much knows what the fuck she did, right? And so she's hiding. Candus is showing the same, scenario, right? And pretty much has been from the beginning. I mean, Candus was only out because, Donald was out, right? So you heard her in the background most of the time, if you heard her at all. And, and what little bit she did come out, it wasn't about Summer, right? Like at Benny Keys, you mentioned Summer, you're blocked. Who does that? What mother would tolerate that with a missing child? Candus. Because, it ain't about her daughter because she already knows what happened to her daughter, in my opinion, right? In my opinion. Yeah, guilty people do hide. And, just like the boyfriend, he took it, he hauled ass to Atlanta and he's hiding, right? He's not coming out. I tried to call all of them. I actually tried to call all of them. Matter of fact, I got wrong number to one guy. I ain't sure if it's wrong number or not, but I think it was the wrong number. Or at least he said it was. But it is what it is, right? But if it was the wrong number, It's one more person that's searching the internet right now, learning about Quinton's case, right? It's one more person that's going to search it, and then his family's going to see him searching, and they're going to, so it's it just leads to more people out there to care, right, about these children. So my wrong phone call was a blessing. There's good in all bad, right? Always good and all bad. So I mean, that phone call touched a lot of other people. If indeed it was a wrong number, I don't think it was, but I don't know. Could have been, could have been. But I do know I have one number right, and it just wasn't being answered, right? Um, this guy's like, give me a call, here's my number, and then ain't answering when you call. Really? Because I think if I tell people to call, I'm going to be answering that damn phone, right? I'm going to be talking to them, or else I ain't going to tell them, I ain't going to give them the number. If I don't want you calling, I just ain't going to put my number out there like Johnny Badass and then not answer the phone. That's weird, right? That's what I got to say. And yeah, Candus was always trying to run everyone off that was looking for. Yeah, she has absolutely. And that was an observation that I think we all understood early on. Absolutely. I thought Candace too scared to stay on the hill. Oh, she's not staying up there. She's up there. She's up there knocking the dust off of everything, the cobwebs down out of the corners because the place went to hell while she was out, you know, staying with friends, going over to Georgia, she basically, partied out the whole time Don's been in jail, right? With one person or another. And now she knows here in, a few days he's going to be getting released, and she has to go to court. They're going to be in court on the 28th. Um, she's talking about she ain't gonna ever get them boys back. Trust and believe that. She's number one suspect in the case of her missing daughter. Are you serious, Candace? Do you really think that anyone's going to give you them boys back? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe the oldest one, because I understand that, that ain't nobody able to control him. But the two younger ones, hell no. Absolutely not. And I doubt if the older one will, even as bad as it is going to be returned to you before he's 18 anyway. So, you can fight all day long. Why don't you want in one hand, Candace, and shit in the other and see which one's full, right? That's what I got to tell you. Hey, girl. Critical thinker. How you doing tonight? Yeah, so I pray she don't get the boys back. Also, she is SA like the rest of that's very possible. I heard that. How true it is, I don't know. I haven't, I I've looked over Candace's you know, past criminal records and everything, and Dawn's. Um, that's not on their criminal records, but for every one person that every one person that's a registered SAer, there is a million that ain't, right? I mean, people say, well, 1 out of 3. No, it's more like fucking one's registered and 1,000,000 isn't, right? That shit is way more widespread than we want to believe. People in this world are sick. They're disgusting. They're disgusting, you know? And I think it's because they're subject to so much evilness, right? So much evilness in the world that, it just it's fucked up. That's what it is. It's the evilness in this world is leading people down some really, dark ass alleyways, right? I mean, I ask myself, what's the chance of these people getting to the righteous place? And it's slim to none, right? Slim to none. Because they're not leading the world's leading them. And that's not good. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to show everybody. I got some content here I'm going to go over with everybody. Here is the boyfriend, Danny. Loser. There he is. This is a failed wannabe rapper. That's what he is. A failed wannabe rapper. Right now, I'm just giving you an ideal of his appearance. This is his appearance. Look at me, look at me. There he is. Throwing up his signs, doing his thing. He wants to be the next Slim Shady. I don't think so. Ever. Danny Youngkin. Danny Youngkin? Really? Oh, man, let's go listen to some rap. I like Danny Youngkin. Really? How about Tupac? Slim Shady? Oh, no. Danny Youngkin. Yeah, right. What the fuck? I mean, this dude. That's hilarious. That is stupid from the get, right? And check it out right there. Right here. I mean, what the hell's those things look like they're sticking out of his head, you know? He look like he got some Goldilocks curls and like 3 or 4 of them left sticking out his head, right? The ones that didn't fall off somewhere. What the fuck? Oh, let me look cool playing with my ponytail. Okay. Yeah, that's what everybody wants, a pair of Danny Youngkin shoes, right? Everybody wants a pair of those for Christmas. No, he doesn't want to be a parent. Absolutely not. This is Danny, the boyfriend. This is the boyfriend that texted the babysitter at 5:30, and this is the boyfriend that called the babysitter again at 9:30, saying, "Have you seen Quinton?" And if he's with Leilani, why ain't he sleeping with her instead of her children out here on some sofa, right? What the hell's going on there? I mean, that's like abnormal right there, right? I mean, I'm not going to trust some dude, some dude laying out on a sofa with your kid laying on it, right? It's like, what the fuck, dude? I think it's time to open the door and you go home, right? That's a little freaking weird. Yeah, there he is now with Quinton. And you can see the expressions on his face. He don't, really want them kids around, right? He don't really want the kids around. And as you can tell, Leilani ain't no smarter than he is, right? They're both laying around with their fucking tongues hanging out when they got 3 children to be taken care of. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting? They think this shit is cool, is cute and cool. No, it's not. It's not cute. It's disgusting, man. You guys ain't 15, 16 years old. You're fucking 20 some years old. Should be going to college or working a damn job. Keep the tongue in your fucking mouth. When you're hanging your tongue out at that age, you probably, should have gotten a special kind of diploma, right? And still probably be wearing diapers or some shit. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're grown ass people. Time to get your tongue in your fucking mouth and start acting like it. You got children to raise and take care of. You're supposed to be conducting yourself as adults, not a bunch of teenagers. This shit ain't cute. It's fucking, if you ask me, it's special ed, personally. It's it ain't right. And I think that's what's wrong with society. These people don't want to grow up. They just don't want to grow up. And who's paying the price for it? Who's paying the price? These children. These children are paying the price for these fuckers that don't want to give up, their teen years and become adults. Law-abiding, well-educated adults, right? Ready to be something and make something in society. That's the problem. Just look at them. I mean, I don't think I have to say much more. Look at her. Disgusting. Disgusting. And she thought it was cute and funny, right? What the fuck? Grow up, bitch. Her and him are as me and you, baby, against the world, right? Well, bitch, you might have been you and me and you, baby, against the fucking world, but now his ass is gone, right? When that world crumbled, his ass is gone, right? Leilani's right back where she was before she met him, right? Holding the bag. There you go. One child less, though. One child less there, Leilani. You know? Old boy hauled ass on you. And is about to turn evidence on you. He's about to give you what you deserve to save his own ass, right? Because he said he knows it all. This particular guy is saying he holds all the answers, and he's about to give them up in the court of law when her ass is prosecuted. When indeed, he could have been the very one that destroyed Quinton. As far as I know, she could have been passed out on her drugs like usual, right? Because he was the one to text the babysitter at 5:30 in the morning. I'm not even sure if Leilani was up. He's also the one that, was late getting to work, right? And could that be because he grabbed her cell phone? He took her cell phone to wherever he dumped the little boy and he was late to work. Of course, he's going to have to come back, leave the cell phone, get his, and clean up the mess, right? Before leaving out to go to work. It could have been, I have heard of no video surveillance at all. Now, what I did hear is a ping of her phone. And all he had to do is have her phone in his pocket instead of his, right, to set her up. And, and then he said, I passed the lie detector. No, I checked and they don't tell you that you passed that soon. So you wouldn't have knew if you passed or not. Danny, you lied. So we don't know if he passed or he failed. Right? Yeah. I mean, of course, Leilani's going to be number one suspect because it was her phone pinging. But it could have been in his hands. It wouldn't be the first time people's got set up, right? He ain't going to lose his wannabe career over her. I mean, he figures, he set her up, he'd end up with his baby and everything and looking like a fucking hero, right? When indeed he was the one that destroyed the little boy. And she was so out of it, she don't remember shit. As she's saying, she don't remember nothing. I mean, this is just speculation, a scenario, but it very much indeed it could have happened, right? I know. It was the mother that texted the babysitter. It wasn't. I got a video here. I will be glad to play it. Give me just a second. Let me get through these pictures because I don't want to stop something I've already started, but I will play here in a minute and show you that no, he was the one to text the babysitter. And this is the timeline. Wednesday, October the 5th, 5:30. Babysitter was texting cancels for the day. Last seen in Pack and Play by mom's boyfriend, Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Wednesday, October the 5th, reportedly realized Quinton was missing. Originally said 6 a.m. Police dispatched at 9:42. So, there you go. That's the timeline that, that went in. I tell you, PG's got a mind like a steel fucking trap. I hear something once and I don't ever forget it, right? Trust me. If I say it, you pretty much take it to the bank. I do my homework. Absolutely. Poor babies. Look at beautiful Quinton. Alive and well. Don't we wish we could go back to that picture? Absolutely. Anyway, okay, I'm about to show you it was him that texted the babysitter.
Okay, now let's get to the day that this happened. I keep them every day, Monday through Friday. I kept them sometimes at night.
Now turn it up because this is where you're going to hear it was him that texted the babysitter, him that called the babysitter. Both times the babysitter was contacted, it was the boyfriend.
Okay, now let's get to the day that this happened. I keep them every day, Monday through Friday. I kept them sometimes at night. At 5:29, they text me. No, I'm sorry. Tuesday afternoon, they went home at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I got up in the morning at 5 o'clock on Wednesday because they usually got here around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I get a text at 5:29 saying, from Danny, the kids are not coming. Leilani.
From Danny. Let's hear that again.
Saying, from Danny, the kids are not coming.
From Danny. A text from Danny. Not Leilani, from Danny.
Text of 5:29 saying, from Danny, the kids are not coming. Leilani is with them. I put okay. Was it a little unusual? Yes, because even when she was off, I had them. She didn't know that we could see her. They sit on the front porch. But if me and the kids, and my kids too, but mine are basically grown, would go to leave, she would be on the front porch smoking, but she would duck and run inside so we wouldn't see her. But I had no problem keeping the babies. Was it for money? No, it wasn't. I charged them. I didn't even charge them for Sky. I charged them for the two boys, and it was $15 a piece, $30 a day. Okay, so back to what I was saying.
PG, couldn't she have used his phone? Well, I say yes. I would say yes, she could use his phone, but seeing that we're going to listen and hear how he called the babysitter from his phone again at 9:30 to ask if she's seen Quinton, tells me that Danny was taking charge of all of this. He was taking charge, right? Like Jody Sue took charge. Well, when people take charge like that, usually they got a dog in the race. And if he took charge to call her at 9:30 to ask if she's seen Quinton, then he probably was the one that texted her at 5:29 as well, right? I mean, basically this guy is he's stepping up and he's taking charge out of what? Fear. Out of fear. So that tells me, he could be very possibly guilty. He could be you think he wouldn't let Leilani take the fall? Hell yeah, he would. This guy's a snake. And I'll show you how big of a snake and what kind of snakes he hangs around with here and just, as soon as we get through this one.
So I text Danny, okay. Didn't hear nothing back from him. I got up. My husband went to work around 7:30. We was outside. My son also lives on this road, so he was going to work as well around 8:30. From 7:30 until 8:30, we was outside. We did not see Quinton. Nowhere. Okay. So then me and my girls, we go to McDonald's. They wanted McDonald's. I live on Chatham Parkway. The McDonald's is literally right down the road. On our way back, I get a text from Danny. He says, "Have you seen Quinton?" I said, "No."
I get a text from Danny again. Have you seen Quinton? Have you seen Quinton?
Why? Well, immediately I called him and he said they couldn't.
Okay. She calls him. She verifies who is texting her. It's Danny. Not Leilani. It's Danny. Danny's taking charge, right? Danny's taking charge. Big red flag right there. Right? He's letting Leilani handle nothing. Because he's, out of fear. He's got fear.
Find Quinton. Okay. So me and my oldest daughter here with me, we go over there. We get in the car and we go over there. I let my other daughter out. When we get over there, I asked, okay, he's a little boy. He likes to play and seek. He likes to get in my daughter's closet and play. He could be in a closet. He could be in a cabinet. Maybe he's playing hide and go seek. Me and my daughter help you look. They didn't want that. He stood there. He looked at me with the most coldest look I've ever seen and said, "We've already looked." I said, "Okay."
And he gives her the cold look to run her off, right? It wasn't Leilani giving cold looks. It was Danny. Now, I know, I'm going to tell you something I've learned real quick about society. The thing I've learned so quick about society is people, everybody, if a man does something, it seems like, women are just as bad as men. What I'm saying is like, you take a bad woman and men will, and men can't see the wrong in her, right? Men, they always stick up for the girl, right? The lady. A lot of the time, most of the time. But men stick up for men too. I got to say that about them. But like women, for instance, women like take Summer Wells case. You got a lot of people wanting to stick up for Dawn, right? They asked me why I hate Candus when they hate her just as bad or worse, right? And they didn't even talk to her. They didn't get called all kinds of names. They didn't put up with Candus as bipolar, right? Or, well, she ain't got bipolar, but she definitely deals with personality disorders. And they wasn't the one putting up with her 50 different personalities, on the daily, right? Just trying to figure out what happened to Summer. I was. They didn't stand there and hear her say, no, sissy. No, it's not about her. Talking about sweet Summer. When I asked her to go to the fair and hand out flyers and everything, they find her daughter. And that's the answer I got. How am I supposed to feel about this person? How was I supposed to feel? But what I'm saying is, other people weren't there. But yet they still try to take up for Dawn all the time. And bash me. Bash me because I don't like Candus. Well, I have probable fucking cause not to like Candus. But like I said, they don't like her either. They didn't like her. They knew who and what she was. It's just a way, people are in society, right? I see some people in here trying to take up for this wannabe fucking failed rapper, right? They want it all to be on Leilani. Well, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. To be honest with you. Now, I believe Leilani played her part. But I think this fucker did too. And I don't think we should be letting him get off scot-free. Right? Why are we all attacking her when his ass was there as well? Taking charge, covering shit up, not looking right, and done ran the hell off. And very possible he could have took her phone and set her up. Absolutely. I mean, we cannot just come down on one person. And how is she going to come out here and talk? Everybody's already, I mean, what is she going to say? What is she going to say to convince anybody of anything? What is this girl going to say? She's already been, from day one, her boyfriend's getting all the praise and she's getting all the attack. What did she have to say to anybody out here when all that shit went down? If you target someone, of course they're going to hide. Right? Of course they're going to hide. This shit has gotten real for this girl. They're out there threatening her in front of her house. They followed her. Law enforcement said, let's move her to a safe location away from the home. They tried to put her at a hotel. They went there and found her. What I'm saying is she's not safe. Right? So really, even if she wanted help or even if she wanted to tell somebody something, how's she going to get that done? Who's going to really listen? Oh, her boyfriend can come out here and tell us everything, right? He can come out and tell us everything. We'd be all ears. We'd be all ears having a pity party for this cocksucker, right? Oh, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I sit back and I go over and over and over things, and I look. I was, on the mom, the grandma, and Quinton missing and calling out their parts and all of it from the beginning, and covering Summer's case too. I didn't have time to reach out to these other people, these men in this equation, so-called daddies of these children. But I have, now found a little free time and I have looked into some of these men. And I'm telling you, this damn boyfriend is a piece of shit. And in my opinion, he did not pass the lie detector's test. I think that's pure bullshit. And I personally think he has just as much to do with it as anyone else, because I think that whatever happened to Quinton before that text was sent to the babysitter. And this guy's lying and saying he saw him at 6:00. So this tells me somehow, some way, this guy's got involvement in whatever happened and went down with this baby, right? He had a hand in it. And he's trying to get the ass out of it by turning evidence against her and hiding. Yeah, exactly. So there you go. But we're going to finish listening to the babysitter because it has been clarified. He was the one to text, like I said, in the morning at 5:29. And he was the one to text at 9:30, and she called him back and verified it. It was him. So, that's something we got to think of. I'm not biased. I don't care if he's a guy or he ain't a guy. I call it like I see it. Yeah. Grandma dropped the ball. For one, Child Protective Services dropped the ball by letting grandma have the kids to begin with, right? She was a felon. You don't give somebody a gun, you don't give them kids. But, you know, and then grandma dropped the ball. Why? Because she was more concerned about being a parent than she was a protector for her grandchildren. So she dropped the ball, and this is what happened. Now, it's two people in that house, and both of them seem to be covering shit up, right? So let's not lay all the blame on Leilani, because I'm sure this guy has some shit to do with it as well. Old boyfriend ain't innocent. Trust and believe that.
So I stood there for a minute and I looked around outside of where I was. Leilani was smoking a cigarette and Danny was standing there.
And the boyfriend went to work that morning. He knew he was going to get called home when he went to work. Was the boyfriend at the house or at work? I'm confused. Well, he was at the house, I believe, when everything went down. He went to work for an alibi. He went in late, which he didn't ever do. Someone in the chat says, "Oh, young people, when are they not ever late?" A lot. A lot. Especially guys, because guys would rather be at work than at home with some chick and a bunch of kids, right? Absolutely. So, women might run a little late now and then because they are parents and they do have a lot to do and put on a lot of makeup and other things, right? And us women say, "Oh, I got 5 minutes," which in our minds is like 5 hours. So we're going to go through, a 50-car line to get a cup of coffee and realize we're late for work, right? And yeah, we do that. But men don't. Men see a line like that, they're like, "Hell no. I'll pick up coffee somewhere else," right? I drink mud water. I ain't sitting in that line. So there's a big difference between women and men, whether people believe it or not. There is. Let's hope not, Annie. Let's hope not. They don't let baby walk. Well, you know what? Summer's no longer with us, and whoever it is walking, right? And little Quinton ain't found him yet, and these people are walking. So yeah, a lot of times they do walk. As sad as that sounds, a lot of times they do walk. You know, um, I'm not, I'm not disagreeing with the chap. When you say things, what I'm trying to say is I got to do all the research and everything on all of this stuff, basically, and like any reporter would do. I got to sit for hours and do all of this research. I'm not disagreeing with anyone or arguing with anyone. I'm just trying to state the facts so that you're not misled in the wrong direction, I mean, a lot of people might take my tone or what I'm saying wrong. OPG just likes to argue. No, hon, I don't like to argue at all. I just don't, I just want to make you wiser. I just want to make you wiser and lead you down the right direction, because this is how fucking people get away with everything. Is we're always making excuses for them, or we're always sunshine and roses and thinking the best of everything, when we got to sometimes go down that, sometimes we got to go down that fucking dark alley too, and face the truth of the nasty, the nasty fucking truth of what's down in there, right? I mean, and if we don't, then that shit's going to crawl back out and destroy other people, right? So sometimes I'm not, I'm not trying to be argumentative or anything like that. I'm just trying to, I hear your comment, and then all I want to do is bring the truth out, bring the truth to the light so that you can say, "Oh, yeah, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, they don't let one go down and one walk. And yeah, sometimes they do, Annie. Absolutely. There's such thing as immunity. There's such thing as immunity, or um a lot of times they will give them immunity early on in the case to get it solved. That means that one goes down and the other one does walk. I've seen it happen many times. Um and sometimes it's a lesser sentence. Sometimes, it depends on how far it is into the case, how the prosecutors want to handle it. And because when a case like this starts, there's a prosecutor assigned to it immediately. And that's so the law can bargain with that prosecutor if anyone wants to come forth, right? And make a bargain. Because they have to ask, and there has to be, between their attorneys and the prosecutor, like, if you did something, your attorney goes in to law enforcement, makes a deal with the prosecutor, law enforcement and prosecutors, for you to either get immunity or a lesser sentence. And if they say okay, then you go in with your attorney, you give your statements, and this is how it goes down. Inside the courtroom. It's just how it goes down. And there's not nothing that can be done about it. I mean, it's been going on for many years. I mean, it's nothing new. Um, Deputy Sheriff, you are so silly. Last time I went down a dark alley, I had to beat up Batman. Yeah, I hear you. um, they ain't gonna give him no time if he's turning evidence, and I think he is. And I don't know. I just got this feeling that he set her up somehow. That girl ain't too smart. That girl ain't too smart at all. She's just not too smart. Um, right. Well, most of the creators are on Leilani, Grandma, the 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 protesting stuff like that. I don't think they've really branched out yet upon the boyfriends and other areas of this case. You know, um, and I didn't for a minute. I mean, I'm just now branching out as well. Because I think that I believe in researching all, not some, but all, right? That's what we need to do. We need to, what I'm saying is, it's like there's two sides to everything, right? But most people just listen to one side. Um, they listen to one side and then they say, oh, and draw their opinion. And, on the other side, right? And I don't do that. I don't, I want both sides. If I like people, if I like people, I want both sides of a story, right? I want to know who's really in the fucking wrong. Because the last thing, what I'm saying is, how many times have you sided with someone and they did the same thing to you that they did to the other person, and then you knew why the other person didn't like that person that you sided with? A lot. It happens a lot. So if you'd have got both sides of the story, you could have saved yourself a lot of misery, right? You could have saved yourself a lot of damn misery. But because you only got half of it and you sided with the wrong half, you pretty much got fucked in the mix too. You know, old saying, they do it with you, they do it to you. You know, be careful what you side with. You know, siding with the devil ain't always the right thing to do. You know, some people out there are really dangerous, very dangerous.
And I go to get in my car. I was going to call Billy Joe, and I did call Billy Joe. She didn't call him. Leilani didn't call the police until I said, have you called the police? And then she calls the police.
Yeah, because you know why she hadn't called the police? Because her boyfriend's the one that was controlling everything. He's the one that texted the babysitter that morning. He's the one that said he saw Quinton at 6 o'clock. He's the one that got home and, you know, called the babysitter, you know, controlling everything. And Leilani, mindless, controlling nothing, right? I mean, this girl wasn't thinking. He was doing it all out of his fear of her messing up. And, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Leilani is a follower, not a leader. I mean, she needed the babysitter there to even call the police. You know, I don't know. Something could be wrong with the girl. I have no idea what her mental issues are. Right? It sounds like she's got some though.
So we started to leave. Cops came behind me. I could not leave. I guess they said what it was on the property had to stay there until after they checked everything. So I left. I came back maybe about 30 minutes later. I asked Leilani and Danny, I said, do you want me to take Zane home? So, you know, y'all got a lot going on. She said yes. Danny said.
So even after Quinton comes up missing, they trust the babysitter to take the other little boy home. Why? Because they know the babysitter done nothing, right? But yet Billy Joe goes over there screaming that you did something with my grandson. No, nobody did nothing with your grandson, hon. Matter of fact, your other grandson just got turned over to them. I'm bringing you up, Lisa. How you doing tonight, girl?
Hey, here's my opinion on it. They all should fry because there ain't no way that boyfriend didn't know that she was beating on that kid every day or that mother. Yeah, they all should get the chair.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I agree. Well, you know, I think the grandmother, I think the grandmother shouldn't have had any children in her custody. You know, due to the fact that she was a felon, for one, and also due to the simple fact that she was too worried about, you know, being a parent instead of protector of her grandchildren. And, you know, that's not a good combination. I mean, and you know, a lot of times that's why child protective services don't place children within the family unit, because the family unit, they know that this family unit will allow the I lost Lisa, will allow, you know, the parent around the children, right? That's what I'm saying. And that's not a good thing. All right, girl, I'm bringing you up. If you want to close camera. I lost you there for a minute, girl. Can you hear me?
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. But exactly. I mean, are you still with me?
My connection sucks tonight.
Yeah, I know that feeling, girl. I know that feeling. Um, but yeah, I think that I absolutely think that you're right. I agree. I agree that the grandmother definitely should not ever get custody of the kids again because she drops the ball on who she leaves them with. Has a lot of weirdos around, and she's too busy worrying about being friends with people instead of a parent or protector. So, you know, and how you know she lost her kids before, and now we know why, right? Now we understand why. So, yeah. And definitely Leilani and her boyfriend, you know, I agree. They both should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Not one, but both. Absolutely. No, the boyfriend did not clear the no. The boyfriend lied. I checked it out because he came out saying he passed the lie detector's test and got no, he didn't. They don't let you know that fast. He's a liar. He's trying to save his ass and his face in public. But because he don't think people can research that shit, right? And in Georgia, they don't notify you that quick. Absolutely fucking not. Trust me. So that's bullshit. Mom is the number one suspect because it was her phone pinging at the trailer park. But he could have had her phone. He could have very well had her phone, took it back, picked his up, and left dependent on her. And people do that shit all the time, right? Absolutely. I mean, he don't want to go to prison. And if she's all screwed up, passed out, how is she going to know what happened? She ain't. And she probably can't figure out how her phone was pinging somewhere she wasn't even at, right? I don't know. I have no idea. I just know, she's lawyered up and ain't talking. So we don't know everything yet. This is the boyfriend. Really? Ain't that fucking real smart? Really? That's his laugh? Let's listen to that again. What the fuck?
What the fuck is he talking about? What's funny, bro?
I mean, that is a general question. Do you got Joker's money? Like,
yeah.
I mean, Joker needs his fucking money, dude.
Yeah.
Joker's got to have his fucking chips, buddy.
Shit.
First off, why is it called Can I Live?
Man, people just don't want the kid to live, bro.
People just don't want the kid to live, bro. What the hell's that about? Dude, you ain't a kid. You're a grown ass fucking man, right? You ain't a kid.
People just don't want the kid to live.
I mean,
And then listen how hostile this guy gets.
what does that mean, though?
What does that mean? Just can I live, bro? Can people leave me the fuck alone and let me do my shit?
Ultimately, is that what you're gaining for?
Yeah.
You just want people to leave you alone?
Yo, I'm just tired of being... I just want to live. Can I live?
Alright, I feel that. More or less, it's just a question of can you live? Can you, like, achieve your general goals and achievements?
Right.
And you could tell the question. Look at his face. Look at his face. He's pissed, right? He's tempered out because he's asked what is, the motivation behind the song he wrote, right? What was the motivation behind the rap song, right? And yeah, he is fucking weird, right? I agree with you so much. Why? Absolutely. The dude is fucking weird. Absolutely. No pass go there. He's fucking weird. I so fucking agree. I don't know what's up with this hair, man. I don't know. He looked like he got, like Goldilocks curls just sprouting out of one side of his fucking head, and now he looks like he's got a fucking weed himself a straw, like he was. I don't know, It looks like he had Rumpelstiltskin weaving a fucking straw hairbreadth, right? That's what it looked like to me. Only that shit ain't gold. It's just straw, right? It's straw. So I don't know. This is just weird as hell, if you ask me.
I feel that.
But hey, bro, I was just trying to say hi, bro. I'm finna hop back on the game.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Join the cult, goddammit.
Oh wow, do you hear that? And that dude right there with him, foul mouth, using the GD word the way he is, right? Using the bad word. And everyone talk, and look at him, he's laughing. Join the cult. And this dude, look at his face. All happiness, right? I mean, I'd be offended by, I would tell that dude, do not offend my ears again, or I will punch you in your teeth, right? I'd have to get up and walk out of that cesspool of bullshit. But no, boyfriend just stays right there in it, laughing, and it's all cool, right? How we know they wasn't into an occult? And he just said, they won't allow the kid to live, right? They don't want to let the kid live. I don't know. Yeah, they are hoodlums. That's right. He thinks he is a hood boy. He's so far from a hood boy, he don't even know how far he is, right? That boy right there is he's a sissy. That motherfucker wouldn't last in the hood. Trust me. He wouldn't last in the hood. Absolutely not. I mean, he would get punked by bitches. And that's the truth. That's the truth. No doubt in my mind. Yeah, maybe he can get educated in jail. That's what I'm thinking. Well, he's not a child, Linda. He's not a child. If he was talking about himself, ain't he a little fucking old to call himself a kid? Don't you think? He's not a kid. He's a grown-ass man. Right? He's a grown-ass man. I took it he's calling himself a kid as well. I said that earlier, but, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't know. The cult does do in children, right? All the time. Because they're supposed to get some, when they do evil, they feel it makes them gain power, right? So we don't know what the hell is really going on in this case or at 110 Ben Hill Road, right? I mean, it's not like the occult's limited to Tennessee or Georgia, or California. That shit's everywhere. And you just heard this guy say, join them, right? I mean, the fat dude there with the glasses. You know, I don't know why he would, you know, be in an occult. The devil ain't made him look any better, right? Don't look like the devil giving him any gifts. I don't know what the hell he sold his soul for, but it sure wasn't to look nice. That's for damn sure.
All right, so that was 101. So what was the process of making that? Like when you were working on that record, like
Shit, Keith was sit here and just
that's right.
vibing.
We did record that record here.
Yeah, just vibing in this bitch.
That was a solid track. All right, moving on to Michael.
Oh damn, they passing the goody good though. They passing the goody good. You know what I'm saying? They passing it. Damn. Yeah. They making sure, they making sure they ain't gonna get no smarter, right? They ain't gonna get no smarter. They're frying those brain cells. Big time right there. And don't even care.
Malloy. All right.
You don't get a lighter, Joker.
Fuck Joker and his goddamn lighter. God damn it. Once you get goofball, the goddamn goof you a fucking lighter. How about that? How about you come and goof you a fucking lighter? A little goof off, if you will.
There's a big difference. Young kids want to be adult. No. What you don't understand. The problem with society is everybody wants to have the privileges that adults have, right? Everybody wants the freedom to come and go, live their life, do as they please, right? That is what they want. They want, this boy here and Leilani, they wanted to live the way they wanted to live, right? As adults do. Only problem is, they didn't want the responsibilities of adults. They wanted all the commodities, but not the responsibilities. Like working and paying your own bills, putting a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on the fucking table, buy your own furniture, pay for your own vehicles, everything goes in the bank and all the bills have to be paid out of it, right? And you don't ask everybody else for their money. You make your own and take care of your damn self because that's what adults do, right? Well, they didn't want to do all of that. They want to live on someone else all the time, but still have the commodities of being an adult, the freedom, right? To act and come and go and do what they please. Well, I'm afraid that ain't being an adult. If you want to be an adult, if you want to show your children how to be an adult, then get them a damn job and let them pay the bills for a while, right? Get them a job, don't buy their clothes, let them buy them. Don't buy their food, let them buy it. Let them see what real adulthood is, right? Because that's real adulthood. It ain't just, saying, oh, I'm 18 or 21 and I should be able to come and go and do what I please. And you spend my money on a bunch of bullshit and live under your roof and be an asshole while I'm eating your food, living under your roof, asking you to still keep me up in every way, but I want to be an adult. No. I'm afraid it's time for, to pull on the shit kicker and whack that bird right on up out of the nest, right? I feel that if if you want to be an adult, then it's time for you to do the adult things. And that's get the hell out. Start paying all your own bills. learn how to fly, right? And don't call me up asking me for anything, because I ain't calling my parents up asking them for shit. Well, actually, mine's in heaven, but if they were on earth, I wouldn't be calling them up asking them for nothing, because I know they need everything they got to take care of them. Right? And if I can't help them, I sure the hell ain't going to hurt them. You know, they gave you enough raising you. You got to quit, you got to quit riding off your parents' back at some point and pay take care of your own life. And that should be at 18, 19, 20 years old. But it's a lot of young people don't do that, like Leilani. This girl's 20-some years old, 3 kids down the road, and she's pulling her boyfriend. Not only is she pulling herself and her kids in on mommy, but she's pulling her bum-ass boyfriend in there too. Right? Saying, hell, keep us all up. I don't know what Billy Joe was thinking, because I sure the hell wouldn't have done it. I just said, you and your boyfriend could go lay in a dumpster. I'll take the kids, because, it's not their fault you're garbage. But ain't no way in hell you and that bum's coming in here, right? I mean, it is what it is. I bet Leilani wish she'd have said that now. Or, I mean, Billy Joe, not Leilani. I'm guessing up their names. Mama Billy, I'm an adult now. Yeah. Yeah. But, it is what it is. And as you see, this guy has not grown up. I mean, he ain't grown up at all. He's a moron. This is what the world loves, right? This is the shit the world loves. This is their new attraction, I guess.
All right, so Michael.
Teresa. I just noticed that.
All right, so now the Michael Malloy. Explain to people what Mike. First of all, who the fuck Michael Malloy is?
Yo, they couldn't kill this man, bro. They could not kill this man. They was trying to kill him for some insurance money, bro. They just couldn't kill him. They tried everything, man. They tried to drink this man to death. They tried to poison this man. They couldn't fuck him up, bro. Till they eventually put him in a car and carbon monoxide poisoned his ass.
Is that how he died?
It gassed his ass.
Huh. After all that, you would think he'd be aware of a fucking tube going in the back of a car.
Right.
He must have been like in an enclosed area or some shit.
Probably passed out drunk as fuck.
I mean, he was Michael Malloy.
Yeah. Man was a savage. Man was a whole savage. They called him the man that wouldn't die.
Really? I don't think I want to go through that one twice. Once was enough for me, to be honest. If a mother have boyfriends living in your house, no. You need to fix that. Take the grandfather and let him explain to the boyfriend what he needs to prepare for with a wife and watch him run. Absolutely. Absolutely. Roses. My daughter has one baby. I can tell you. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's one thing keeping your daughter. I mean, if your daughter or your son if they got into a bad, if they got married and it went south, became a tainted or, a toxic relationship, and they ended up with the kids, son or daughter, ended up with the kids. I don't care if it's 5 kids, I don't care if it's 5 kids. The point is, you know, you don't mind taking your child and the kids in, I mean, if your child's in a toxic relationship and they knock on a door with a bunch of children, of course you're going to open the door and let them in, right? But yeah, I mean, a week later you're going to let them pull the toxic ass person in with them, right? You ain't going to let them all of a sudden open the door and bring in somebody else that's an adult to live in your house. Now you ain't helping someone in your house. Your house is being taken over, right? And no, you know, I mean, your child and their children living with you is one thing, but hell no. I mean, it's a different story. It's a different story, if your son or daughter's married to someone, they get, something happens, if something happens to where maybe medical bills or, something drains their money and, they're pretty much getting ready to be homeless. Of course, I could see taking them in a while until they build up and able to get back out into society on their own, right? I'm not saying don't give people a helping hand, but but it depends on the situation, you know? What I'm saying is we have to use our brains and understand when we should help and do something and when we should not, right? If you got a kid that is like Leilani and her boyfriend, worthless, don't open your door for that, right? Take in the kids to keep them safe, but leave that trash on the other side, right? That's what you do. Because you can't help people like that. You can't help people like that. All you're doing now is hindering yourself. You're setting yourself up and those children that need protected for failure. And that's what happened in this family unit right there. What is a stalking status? Right, exactly. Exactly. Oh yes, well I understood what you were saying, hon. I understood. I understood what you were saying. The boyfriend's parents, I have no idea where his parents are. I heard that he went over to Atlanta, Georgia to live with a friend, probably this weirdo that he's talking with there. And that likes to say the GD word, right? And lead people to join their cult. But he's supposed to be, he said that he was cleared to leave state, but no, he's a liar because he's still in Atlanta with the friend. So what he has been told, you can go to Atlanta outside the jurisdiction. You can go over to Atlanta, but you ain't gonna leave the state, right? So I'm sure Atlanta police are keeping an eye on him. That I agree on. But this girl was having a baby with every boyfriend or a one night stand. So she had 3 babies, 3 different daddies, and she was just getting started. Um, I don't know. I know that God opens the womb, and every child's a blessing. Um, if it was my daughter, if it was my daughter, I wouldn't care if she had 10 kids. I'd take them all in, right? I'd take them in, protect them. If she's that bad, I could at least give her credit for having her kids, not destroying. Well, you know, Leilani destroyed it, her kid. But what I'm saying is, you know, she's not. At least she gave them their life, right? And like I said, I don't know. I don't know. PG, I took my daughter and her boyfriend to my dad, and he told both what they were getting into. No marriage after that. She was in college and wasn't listening to me. Toxic relationship, I thought. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, sometimes it is. And the thing is, what I'm saying is, when you're in a relationship, you can't see how people outside can see it, like you. Why you were able to see it, but your daughter couldn't, right? And you did the right thing. You took her to your dad, and he opened her not only her eyes but the boyfriend's eyes you know to how much responsibility goes into you know doing what they wanted to create a family, right? But at some point your daughter's got to at some point she's got to create a family, right? I mean, you created a family, and it's only right that your children create a family as well, right? I think Leilani everybody's looking at her badly. Oh, you know, 3 kids by 3 different men. Um, that's not unusual in 2022. That I know people has got 5 or 10 kids by different people, right? So that's not unusual. A lot of women want someone forever, but they get used, right? They get used. They think that this guy's going to be forever, and he uses her up and dumps her. Well, she's got a kid now. What is she supposed to do with it? She's got to keep it, and she ain't a nun. I mean, the woman ain't a nun. Hell, if she was a nun, she wouldn't have had the first kid, right? So she tries it again. She gets back on the horse, and she fell off again. Another kid in the mix. Well, you know, she didn't give up, but I would think at some point you would stop trying to, find the trashy people you're finding. Leilani wanted every boyfriend she had was like this guy. That's why it ain't working out, Leilani, right? It didn't work out because you just kept trying to find people that, like you, ignorant, you know, drug headed, alcoholic, didn't want to grow up, human beings. And what did you expect to get out of them other than kids and tossed to the side, right? I mean, they wasn't going to be your forever because they can't take care of themselves, let alone anyone else, right? I mean, this guy's in your parents' house laying around on your parents along with you. How does that relationship going to work? Leilani wasn't trying to find people that, were established and had a, a solid foundation for her and her children to help and to get with and help build on, but she didn't want anything solid as well. That's why her mom ended up with the kids, right? That's what I'm saying. But anyhow, I give you an idea of, and look at her mother. Look at her mom. She said she didn't hang out with them, but she did. This mother, what is she doing here? She's hanging out with these people, and smiling. Little she knows she needed to kick them two on the end to howl out that day. And look at how he's looking at that baby. I mean, really? A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? And look how he's staring at little Quinton. You could tell, he's just like, his face is like dead looking at this child, right? No care, he's not laughing, smiling. This is a beautiful baby, and this guy's just staring at it like he don't like it, right? So why are you going to trust a motherfucker like that around a kid when he's got that face staring at it? I mean, personally, I wouldn't, I wouldn't wipe my ass on this guy, right? He's a weirdo. But Leilani loved him, She didn't see him for what he is. Leilani didn't care if you liked her kid. She just cared if you liked her. She's a self-centered, selfish bitch. That's what I'm talking about. But I still think he had just as much to do with whatever happened to this baby as she did. That's what I'm saying. He's my boyfriend, childhood best friend. Their daughter Sky is only 3 months. She's so precious. He and his family are like family to me. So, this is a friend talking about, how Danny got me a job and helped me get a job when, he heard what happened and got me on. And to be honest, Danny sometimes has made me feel like a bad bro, just off the strength of how good he's been to me when I needed him. So this guy here is, all praising Danny up. And like I said, guys stick together. Guys absolutely, positively stick together, right? Absolutely. I mean, they have no problem sticking together. Hi. He passed his, which is why they gave him back his phone, cleared him to leave Savannah. Investigators still have hers. Apparently, she didn't pass and lied to both police and Danny about leaving the house that night. That's bullshit. Danny was up. Danny said, okay, this buddy of his, I'm going to call out where he's lying. For one, they didn't clear Danny, whoever the jackass is that wrote this. You're a liar. They did not clear Danny. That's bullshit. And Danny told police that he saw Quinton at 6 o'clock in the morning when he went to work. He clearly told them he saw Quinton. He texted the babysitter. At 5:59 or 5:29. I'm sorry, 5:29, and told the babysitter that the children were with Leilani and she would not be needed to babysit. Right? So, Danny, police and Danny didn't pass and lied to both police and Danny about leaving the house that night. No, Danny saw the baby at 6 in the morning, right? And Danny's the one that texted the babysitter at 5:29, right? So how did Leilani leave and Danny still seeing Quinton and texting the babysitter that the kids ain't going to be there that morning? You know, Danny knows if, he knew if Leilani would have left or not. I think the one that might have left was Danny. And he took Leilani's phone with him as well. Maybe so she couldn't call anyone. I don't know. He could have hid his phone outside somewhere and took hers with him, right? I don't have any idea because he knows it's going to ping. I have no idea. But I know this guy's a fucking jackass liar. Now, the police didn't know anything, but Danny knew it all. And Danny laughs. Yeah, they are. And I understand Danny's actually here now. We live in Atlanta. There you go. Danny's good old friend. He's in touch with investigators and will continue to be. Yeah, Danny was told not to leave the fucking state. He could leave the vicinity, but not the state. Because he had to go stay somewhere and he had nowhere to stay in that vicinity. So there you go. The bum had to go live off of somebody else right now, and law enforcement's keeping an eye on his ass. So, it's bullshit. And that's how lies get started, right? Is right there with the good old friends. And she's not telling where she put that baby, why? Leilani has not at no time said she put the baby in a dumpster. That's just what law enforcement is believing by the pings of a phone during that 24-hour or that overnight period. It's just what they're believing. And I think that that's what Danny might have told in order to get a lesser sentence or immunity, keep from going to prison himself for his involvement in all of this. So, I think he's done turned on her, to be honest. The only thing Leilani's saying is she don't remember nothing. And that could be true if she was drugged out and passed out, right? That could be true. I don't know. This is Zane's dad. This is Zane's dad. And as you can see, he's on about the same level. He's about on the same level as Danny, right? The first boy, or the last boyfriend there. About the same exact level as well. There you go. You can tell both of them done had some goody good, maybe some other shit as well, right? And that's little Zane right there. That is not Quinton, that's Zane. That's his child. The one that he wants his daddy to get now, because he still ain't ready to be a dad to all his children, right? The guy's he's as worthless as Leilani, Danny, and the rest of them. Because that's what Leilani looked for to lay around with, right? I mean, she didn't pick anything that was worth having, if you ask me. Leilani wasn't looking for classy, she was looking for trashy, and she got it. This is Quinton's. Supposedly Quinton's dad. I heard that, there was two guys. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't tell you. But supposedly this is Quinton's dad. Bubba Moss. Oh, Bubba. And I mean, he does look like a damn kid, right? Looked like Leilani was robbing the cradle, to be honest. That boy looks like he's maybe 15, 16 years old in these pictures. Yeah, when you're looking for it, you'll get it. That's true, Cindy. And this is, this is supposedly Quentin's dad that called people a lot of names and everything on Facebook and gave out his phone number and now won't answer the phone. That's his new girlfriend. Hold on there. This is his new girlfriend that he's with now. Actually married to, from my understanding. He is married now to this young lady. And paid no child support for Quinton. Didn't seem to have, just basically didn't care, right? He's selfish and self-centered as well. He knew he had a child in the world and done nothing to take care of it. So there you go. It is what it is. And that could be what really this could have been what, got to Leilani as well when it came to Quinton. This right here could have really got, this boy getting with someone forever. And, she may have took it out on Quinton. I don't know. I don't know, but Leilani strikes me as the type that does have a lot of hate built up in her and rechanneled aggression, right? On her children. Ridiculous, but it is what it is. I'm going to bring up the uncle.
Yes, I assume you get me some shoes for the baby.
But at the top of here, it says, Quinton's uncle spoke and said, Danny's acting odd and was 17 minutes late to work. Said he holds all the answers and his music is concerning. Family thinks there was an accident. Notes Quinton was given a bath that evening. So I don't know. Quinton was given a bath that evening. What it had to do with the bath, I don't know. It don't sound good, right? We don't know really what happened after he was picked up from the babysitters the day before, right? Up until he was missing. We don't know what happened. But obviously something about the bath is concerning from the night before. Right? or the uncle, which is Quinton's uncle. This is Leilani's brother talking. This is Leilani's brother right here. This is the one talking and saying this. So it obviously had something to do with the evening bath, they're thinking. I don't know. And he's trying to say that it was some type of accident that they were trying to cover up, right? Well, you know, if you accidentally leave a baby, you know, if say he's taking a bath and they went to answer a phone or went to get a towel or something and came back and he's drowned, wouldn't you call 911 and try to get help? I don't think you would just go throw the child away. That's weird. I don't know. Could they have been giving him a bath, got mad and hurt him in the tub? I don't know. But maybe, I mean, from this statement, I would think that possibly when they went in, they covered the windows, went inside the house. It's a possibility that blood or whatever was, like large amounts, was found in the bathroom. Now, I heard something went down outside on the patio. Could she have attacked him when she seen what he had done? Went in, tried to wash him up to see how bad it was, and he ended up dying in the bathroom? I don't know. I just know whatever they found inside that house led them to truly believe Quinton was no longer alive, which had to be something, a lot of something. And the only thing I can think you could find a lot of that would determine that kind of scenario is blood, right? That's what I'm talking about. So I don't know. It is what it is. I hate saying that, but that's the only way we're going to get through it, right? I mean, if we don't say it is what it is, it's going to eat us alive, right? We have to have some way. I mean, we really get involved with these missing children's cases. And we get very invested in these cases. And, what I'm saying is we have to, we don't know everything. We don't know everything. We can just speculate, but I'm speculating from what he said, and that draws me to the bathroom now. It was where they found something massive. That had to have been it. So they obviously found it in 2 different places. And I heard DNA on the neighbor's trash can. Now I don't know what they threw away there. It could have been the towels and things that they tried to clean the bathroom and the mess, whatever happened up with, right? But they did find, something in those trash cans that led them to the city dump. So, and they had the ping by that trailer place, or from my understanding, it was a gas station, like a convenient gas station type place by a trailer park down the road somewhere. Which, like I said, that could have been Leilani, it could have been the boyfriend. We don't know who went down there, who did what. We have no idea. Right. Yeah, if they say it's an accident, you don't get in trouble. Absolutely. That's the truth, Rosa. I mean, my thing is I don't know what happened this summer, but I'm going to tell you something. As parents, we are not corners, right? Ain't a damn one of us you know, none of us are qualified to say whether a child is alive or not. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is sometimes if you feel for a pulse, it's a weak pulse, you can't feel it and you think someone's dead, but they're not. You get them to a hospital, they find that pulse, they bring them back, they survive and live, right? You thought for sure they're dead, but they weren't. How could you ever sleep again not really knowing if your child was alive or dead, if it could be saved or not? You didn't try. You're a son of a bitch upon that part. Even if it was an accident that you felt you couldn't report, you're still a bastard because you do not know if that child was alive or dead. You assumed it was, but you don't ever know. And I hope that alone haunts a motherfucker that does something like that, right? I hope that's what haunts them for the rest of their stinking days. Because they didn't know. I mean, I have a need to know. I've got to know. But then again, I don't abuse my children either. But I can sure damn tell you this. If something happened, I'm calling 911. I'm getting fucking help. I'm getting help. And praying like hell that everything's going to be okay. If you ain't ever got down on your knees before, that's the time to be on your knees, right? Praying. That's your child, man. How could you do horrible shit like the Wells done or this family's done, this Leilani and her boyfriend? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Just the way, just the way them people act after they do this shit often keeps me awake at night. It really does. Thinking, what the fuck? What kind of mind lays in the head of these motherfuckers? What kind of heart lays in their chest? Why can I not understand it? Why can I not grasp what these fucking people are doing and why and how they do it? Right? Because we have a need to know. And the closest I've ever got to it, is the Lord's voice saying, feel blessed you don't know. Feel blessed you don't know. And fear you could be like them. But sometimes I still want to know, right? Sometimes I still want to know what makes them fuckers tick. What exactly makes them tick? Maybe we think that if we knew how they ticked, we could fix them, right? Maybe we think that we could bring awareness to it. maybe help others to not do it, right? But I don't think you could help that kind of evilness. I don't think you can change or help that kind of evilness because they don't want change or help. And that's why we can't understand it, right? That's why we ain't ever going to understand it. God ain't going to let us. God ain't going to let us because he knows there's no help for them. They're just evil. And I'm sorry about that. I really am. I'm sorry that people are so fucking heartless, brainless, unfeeling, uncaring, low life and disgusting, and just right down don't give a fuck about no one but themselves. I'm sorry that people are like that, because no one should be. Anyway, I think we've covered a lot tonight on this case. I think we're getting an idea of Leilani, the type of company Leilani loves to keep, and a very good idea of why all of this went down the way it went down. You know, due to the way this young girl conducted herself and the people that she allowed around her children, her family, and her children. I think we got a better understanding of how and why this went down, happened to Quinton. And it gave us a better idea, that the boyfriend isn't as innocent as he's trying to portray or be, or, and keep him out of the spotlight. That motherfucker needs to be in the spotlight too. If they're going to go and attack this girl and her family at her house, they need to be going and getting that on that boyfriend as well, right? Why is she getting all the shit when he was there? Why is she getting everything when he was there and had just as much, in my opinion, play in what went on as she did? Why? Because she's a woman, it's easy to go attack her. It's easier to, to put her in fear than that guy. Is that it? They were out drinking. They actually, from my understanding, they was out having dinner, drinking. I don't know how they were doing it as well. I heard that's the first time the grandma had been out in a while since this happened to Quinton. And I heard that some friends actually, kind of dragged her out to kind of try to get her mind off of it, because she's been, isolated, worrying. That's what the son said. The son. He don't care about Leilani, but he does care about his mom. And so I, they came there to see Leilani because Leilani was hiding up at that hotel due to she couldn't be at the house due to protesters. But her mom agreed to join them all for dinner, and it all went to hell from there, right? So I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. But I'm sure that old boy here that was there during all of this and probably had just as much a hand, or maybe the whole hand in it.
What the fuck is he talking about? What money, bro?
I mean, that is a general question. Do you got Joker's money? Like,
yeah.
I mean, Joker needs his fucking money, dude.
Yeah.
Joker's got to have his fucking.
Yeah, ha 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 ha. Fuck Joker's money, right? Because, oh boy, you could tell old boy ain't got 2 cents to rub together. He's living in Leilani's mom's and their house, right? He's a bum. You're asking a bum for some money. Where's he going to get it? You know? I'm sorry, Joker, but the joke's on you, right? At that stage. But point being is, no, he's still living his life, you know. I'm sure doing that right there. Nobody's on him. Nobody's on him about partying it up, right? Nobody's on his ass. He didn't give up a damn thing. But Leilani and her family goes to dinner and all hell breaks loose. I don't understand that. It's like a one-way street, right? And in cases like this, no, it's a two-way street. He's just as involved as she is. Maybe more so for all we know. And he ain't getting nothing. But made into some fucking, been cleared hero. Bullshit. Pure fucking bullshit. We all know it. We all know it. Everybody's too busy attacking Leilani and her family to attack anyone else. That's the problem. And I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, I'm not taking up for Leilani because I think that, she's a worthless piece of garbage. She is. But what I'm trying to say is, if they did it together, one shouldn't be treated any differently than the other, right? One shouldn't be treated any different than the other. That's all I'm trying to say. Quinton, right there's the victim.
They got me
This is the victim. This baby is the victim. Not him. No.
I was trapped.
He is not the victim. He is not the victim at all. And she is not the victim. The only victims in this case are those children right there. And the very one in her belly's a victim as well. But this is the biggest victim of all because he's no longer with us. And he had every right to be here. And he's not. And he's not, to the thanks of that right there and that right there. So they are the ones that should both be equally catching the
Michael.
shit, right? But it's okay for him to pass the goody good. It's okay for him to party. Nobody cares what he's doing. Let's just all jump on Leilani. I don't know. I don't know. I believe in equal justice. Equal. I think they should be equally sharing everything. I think they should be equally sharing the shame, the pain, the jail cell. Everything. Because they were both there. And both had a hand in it. And if what the brother right here is saying, if what he is saying is true about the bath the night before, then you know damn well,
Right.
old dope
All
boy
right.
right
You don't
there
get a
knows.
liar.
You know damn well old dope boy knew. No lying out of that one. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, I appreciate that, Lisa. You know, I just like to bring the truth. I'm not going, I want Quinton to get full justice. 100% full justice across the board. Anyone responsible for what happened to this baby, we want them behind bars. Right? We don't want somebody, but everyone involved behind bars. Billy Joe has taken more hatred. She has really, for just dropping the ball, trying to trust her daughter, she has taken a lot more hatred and backflash and everything than this guy has. That was actually fucking her and part of whatever went down. And that is sad. That's sad. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, as every night, I'm going to ask, please, please, please pray for Summer. I always, always ask, please pray for Summer. Absolutely keep those prayers going up for her. I know at some point we are going to find Summer. I know I'm not giving up faith on finding this child. I'm not. I won't. Absolutely not. She don't deserve that. She don't deserve that. What Summer deserves is us to keep praying, to keep faith, and know God is going to bring this case to the light. And let's hope it's going to be soon. Pray for all these other children too. Quinton and Summer and these few handful of kids that that make it big and we pop up on the screen and stuff, they're only a handful compared to all the children that we're not hearing about that's going through as bad or worse. A lot's going through worse. Right? A lot worse. Let's keep prayers going up for all of these children. All of them. Not some of them, but all of them. Let's pray to God, return soon, ends all this evilness, right? Because it's just getting too bad. That's what I pray for. Also, keep prayers going up for one another. Always know PG's praying for you. Good night, everybody. Much, much love. And I'm going to put up the song Quinton Summers as I do every night. And I would appreciate, I see a lot of people kick out of here as soon as they think I'm taking, getting ready to go out. But who's left, please? I so appreciate you staying behind and supporting Summer and these missing children. So please send up those blue hearts, the purple hearts, and let these kids know that you really do care. You really do love them. And show them some support as this song plays out tonight. Good night, everybody. God bless.